Hi, happy December, everybody. It's my favorite time of year. And all throughout December, I'm going to be reviewing every single Pixar movie. And so I am actually going to be reviewing Toy Story today. The very first Pixar movie. I'm reviewing all the movies in chronological order, recapping the plot. So let's get started. We open in a morning in Andy's room where he is playing with his toys as One-Eyed Bart, who's kind of robbing the bank and stole Bo Peep's sheep. And then we meet Woody, Andy's favorite toy. And so then we kind of see a montage of Andy playing with Woody, set to Randy Newman's Amazing You've Got a Friend in Me. And then Andy has to go downstairs, he leaves the room, and suddenly all the toys start to come to life, and Woody assembles a staff meeting in one of the greatest scenes ever, where we just meet every single character that's going to be important in this movie, with the exception of Buzz, and kind of see all their personalities. And then Woody calls the staff meeting to reveal Andy's birthday party has been moved to today. All the toys panic. Woody kind of gives a speech about how it doesn't matter how much they played because they're there for Andy. Ham, the piggy bank, then breaks up the staff meeting by saying that the birthday guests are here. So Woody sends the Green Army men down to kind of try to spy on the party and get what all the presents are and stuff like that. Yeah, all the toys are kind of listening in very closely, and yeah, the Green Army men, and yeah, it all goes great, and it doesn't get any new toys that could possibly replace them, but then Mom pulls a surprise present from the closet, which then causes all the toys to panic, wrecks the dinosaur, knocks down the baby monitor, and which has the batteries to go out, and then we meet Andy's new toy, Buzz Lightyear, who is just the coolest toy ever, and all the toys genuinely love him, and they're just and his relationship with Woody definitely gets off to a rocky start at first, even before we just see our rivalry. Buzz flies, he believes he's a real space ranger, and so he attempts to fly, and it actually does work, and yeah. We then just kind of see the toys praising Buzz. Woody just thinks he's stupid. And then we see a montage set to Randy Newman's Strange Things, with just Woody being replaced and Woody's world falling apart because of Buzz. With a really powerful shot that I'm showing here. We see him training the toys workout. We see him kind of doing all the stuff that Woody was doing to the toys, and Woody is just sick of it. Woody is really just sick of it. And so when Andy's mom says that he can bring one toy to Pizza Planet, Woody decides he's going to try to take Buzz out. He tries to put him behind the desk, but then accidentally knocks him out the window. All the toys, with the exception of Slinky and Bo Peep, accuse him of knocking Buzz out the window, and Andy does take him to Pizza Planet. And yeah. Andy's family stops at the Dynaco gas station, and we see Woody and Buzz, they fight, and Andy's car drives away, and Woody and Buzz are now lost. I have to find a way to get back to Andy. Woody is just fed up with Buzz and gives the iconic "You are a toy" line. And then they find the Pizza Planet truck. And decide that's going to be a way to get home to Andy, and Woody uses Buzz's illusion to trick him into thinking that it's a spaceship. So they get in the car and have a very rocky drive to Pizza Planet. There they arrive at Pizza Planet and decide to try to go find Andy. So they get to Pizza Planet, but Buzz is just in awe because, of course, it's a space theme, so he thinks it's a spaceport. he then sees a spaceship that's secretly a claw machine, and he decides to try to use it. And there he meets a bunch of kooky little green aliens. They'll be very important in the series later. And Sid, the mean kid from next door that we actually got introduced to earlier in the movie, wins them from next door. Woody tries to save them. But yeah, Sid wins them, and they go to Sid's house, which is a deep, dark place, as we saw earlier in the film. They've talked about Sid a lot up to this point. Sid performs a quote-unquote operation on one of his sister's toys and feeds a green alien to his dog. Good. And Woody and Buzz are just rightfully terrified. And they meet the mutant toys, Sid's kind of Frankenstein-esque toys, who they seem like cannibals, but they do then fix Janie and Pterodactyl, as we see later on in the movie. Sid decides to just torture Woody and Buzz by having like a mock interrogation. And Woody and Buzz try to escape and have a run-in with Sid's mean dog, Scud, who is just the worst part about this movie. Like, I get this movie was made in 1995, but Scud is still, like, he's terrible. Buzz hides in a room, and he gets a big revelation that he's not a toy. Or, that he is not a space ranger, he's a toy, by seeing his own commercial on TV, which shatters his entire existence, and just breaks him. And then we get to another Randy Newman song, I Will Go Sailing No More. Buzz tries to fly out the window, but he can't, and this scene is actually really emotional and moving. He falls down and breaks his arm. Hannah finds him, Sid's sister, and he's taken to a tea party where he's dressed as Mrs. Nesbit, and Woody does eventually find him, and they try to get the help of the other toys in Andy's room to help him get back. Woody has to pretend, since Buzz is in an existential crisis, he can't actually prove to the other toys Buzz is with him, so he tries to use Buzz's arm, but it fails, and everyone thinks that he killed Buzz, which leads to Slinky being sad, which I can't see. I don't condone this. Slinky does not deserve to be sad. He is the best boy. But yeah, then Woody and Buzz have a heart-to-heart, and just Woody kind of empowers Buzz, but Sid has Buzz strapped to a rocket and is gonna blow him up in the morning. But eventually Woody helps Buzz, and while Sid is out there about to blow up Buzz, Woody and Sid's toys come up with a plan, but they might have to break a few rules, as Woody says. So they hatch an elaborate plan to go outside and save Buzz, in a wonderful scene, one of the great scenes in this movie. So they decide they're going to scare Sid and come to life right in front of him, and just give him a warning. Give him a warning that if he doesn't stop doing this, bad things will happen. And so that works. Woody and Buzz escape. They try to catch up to Andy's moving van because Andy's moving. Scud catches up to them, tries to eat Woody. Buzz saves him, and gets lost in the process. So Woody decides to use RC the car from Andy's room to try to save Buzz. And it does work, but the batteries run out. So Woody decides to use a match Sid put in his pocket to light the rocket that's on Buzz. It goes out, but then Woody decides to use a burn, and Woody and Buzz fly. Well, they fall with style into Andy's truck, and are reunited with Andy. We then get a little epilogue at night at Christmas, where just the entire dynamic of the room has changed and everyone's just better for the better. And then we end on a scene of the announcement that Andy is now getting a puppy for Christmas. Overall, my thoughts on this movie: this was a game changer for Pixar. It was a movie that started my favorite animation studio and spawned sequel to this movie is my favorite just film of all time. But yeah, I truly believe this film is amazing. I'm very nostalgic for it. I think that all the characters are great, from Woody to Ham to Slinky to Bo Peep to Sid to the aliens to the mutant toys. Everything about this movie, every character in this movie is very good and important. The story is amazing. The animation is a little dated, but you can definitely ignore that because it has such a great story. It has a great message about friendship. I just love this movie to death. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review. Stay tuned for the Bugs Life review coming tomorrow.